President Trump's former campaign manager is now in jail.
Wendy Patrick is here now for today's Inside the Law. Wendy, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Sure thing.
Okay, so here's the big question. Why is Paul Manafort in jail and not out on bail? Explain what happened here.
Well, basically what happened is he got not only accused but indicted on account of witness tampering. Now remember, witness tampering is one of those incidents where the cover-up is the crime. So you have that new charge in connection with the fact that contacting witnesses is in violation of the judge's order as a condition of bail. I mean, think about this. Paul Manafort, right, the president's former campaign manager, is now officially inmate number 45343. Wow. That is highly significant in terms of a change in status. And it all happened because of his conduct out on bail, where you're supposed to be on your best behavior.
Is that what changed the judge's mind?
What changed the judge's mind, Shali, is not only that shortly after he was, the superseding indictment came in February, he started trying to contact witnesses. This wasn't a one-time thing. It apparently went on for a period of time. And what it demonstrated was that he couldn't be trusted. You know, the judge did a great job on her part in breaking down exactly why she took the step that she did. She said two things she's got to look at: flight and safety. Now, there wasn't an issue that Paul Manafort was a flight risk, but in terms of safety, she looked at that as harm not to members of the public, but to the integrity of the criminal justice process. And it was on that prong that she said, hey, this isn't middle school, I can't just take away your phone. He was very creatively figuring out how to contact witnesses, just allegations for now, but in terms of revoking bail, it was enough.
This is a white-collar criminal we're talking about, Paul Manafort, white-collar. He has the best lawyers around him making what would make him do this? Is it a certain kind of arrogance that goes along with something like this? Like, I can get away with it and I won't get caught. Because why else would you risk getting busted like this? Was it just pure arrogance?
We love to be armchair psychologists, don't we?
Oh, it's my favorite thing.
It is. It's a
I mean, why would you do that?
Question. Why would you risk it all and have to downsize from a swanky Virginia condo, which he already was arguing was too small, to a jail cell? So why would you do it? One of the reasons people do things is they don't think they're going to get caught.
Right.
One of the reasons that might have been at issue here is the strategy behind the manner of communication. There's been a lot of news reports on the very sophisticated ways in which communication was being made with witnesses. Now, for the defense part, they got up and said, yes, he contacted these people, but he didn't think they were going to be witnesses. The judge said she felt that was disingenuous, that he shouldn't have known that. But the bottom line is, it was in violation of a prior judge's court order that you cannot contact potential witnesses directly or indirectly. Bail is a huge privilege, and what the judge explained is that that privilege was violated in such a manner that she couldn't think of a less restrictive alternative to custody.
Wow.
People were talking about this, obviously, all weekend. I saw a bunch of memes popping up everywhere. Do you think this is the start of something bigger, Wendy?
Well, it could be, in terms of, I know there's a lot of talk about, well, this turns up the heat, maybe he's going to cooperate, but remember, people forget, except the three of us who follow news to a T, that Paul Manafort was the first Mueller indictment, he and his Richard Gates, last fall. So this is significant. He's been the one that has not turned state's evidence. He hasn't caved in a bit. He's dug in his heels and says, I'm going to trial on both of the cases that are pending against me. So there's been a lot of speculation that could this be the last straw? Could this be the impetus that finally causes them to say, okay, I'll talk? And then the question becomes, does he have anything to talk about? Maybe he doesn't know anything that would be of interest to the state.
Do you think he'll do that?
Well, he hasn't thus far, and he's facing 305 years. So he had, you know, he's had the, you know, you would think that if he wanted to do it, he had a reason to do it, but he hasn't thus far. So you wonder whether this will make any difference.
Okay, Wendy Patrick, to be continued is all we can say.
For sure.
This is ongoing. Thank you. Appreciate your time this morning. Still ahead on the Fox 5